Alright. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time zone it is for you. We shall be going for a short little world tour. The First Order kits that have recently been released have a lot of really good parts. Not a big fan of a lot of the builds, but the parts themselves are really nice. This is a little apartment building. I was just trying to get used to architecture and playing with like the pieces. So I just made this basic little thing. Nothing too exciting. Over here though, we have my Airbnb, which I thought was pretty fun. Got the little bus stop / like little marketplace to chill by the fire. Use that to transport. Act it like it's that though. You know, use that imagination. But up in here, got our basic tables, workbench, some pretty basic decorations, exterior seating. This is the living room, like entry area. This used to be a mansion that I reworked into an Airbnb, as I said. Here's your reception. This is where you'll chill if there's someone waiting. I wanted to do a garage, so built myself a garage. Using, I think those are the last battle passes pieces for Lego. And here is like the main boy's room, whoever's taking care of this place. And then we have two wings. We have the guest wing and we have the workers wing. The workers wing is, I believe, going to be through this way. So this is the kitchen, dining room, and food pantry. This is the workers wing. So we got the basic, like, chill lounge, and then pretty copy-paste rooms, very small. Workers don't need a lot of space. They just need a spot to sleep and study if they want to study. We got the basic bathrooms ready in here. Nice little shower bath. These ones are same size. Pretty copy-paste, as I said. And then up here, I didn't know what to do, so I just threw a lot of chests for storage that I've been slowly just emptying out all of my inventory into, so that way I'm not consistently dropping shit while I'm building in creative. So I kind of use this just as like a resource offload. But this is the Airbnb. Pretty fun build. Probably took an hour and a half total, start to finish, with building the exterior and decorations. Wasn't too long of a build, but it definitely was fun. Doesn't look too exciting, but that's okay. I achieved what I wanted. Oh yeah, I forgot I had skylights on this. Over here was going to be like a hospital, but I ran out of pieces. Built everything too close together. But this was going to be the Durburger Hospital. Even had a basement built in. And then if you go over this way, you hit the little garden, like, chill balcony. I was pretty proud when I thought of how to make these flower beds, just because I like the effect they give. But, as I said, I ran out of pieces, so I wasn't able to continue decorating. And it's mostly because of the flowers, probably, that I ran out of pieces, and being so close to those. Hey, I appreciate that. I will not be using your code, though. I admittedly used my friend MadPuck's code to help support him, or I bounce between him and Haskins, because I enjoy supporting them. I build stuff with Puck, which is actually where we're headed right now. We'll hit the big build now, because I didn't pay attention to where I went. This build, MadPuck66 on YouTube. He helped me do the hangar, and then he told me my scaling was a little off, so he got me to scale it up. This is iteration 2. I repeat, iteration 2 of my clone, like, Imperial base / Vader's castle. While it loads in, we'll go and check out my First Order troop transport. Pretty proud of this, Larry. using only the first order kit. Besides this table that's right here comes from I think it's the Dry Valley. But other than that, it's all built from the newest LEGO Pass. Because, as I said, the pieces they give you are amazing. But yeah, so let's check out my most recent build. Vader's Fortress / an Imperial Fortress. Still working on it. It's not anywhere near done. This is probably, I want to say, a solid 4 to 6 hours of work. And it was only that long because Puck helped out with some of it, as I said. Definitely check him out. Highly recommend. He's a cool dude. He does daily streams at 8:30 a.m. in the morning in my time. But so far what we've got is just the basic entryway. This is supposed to be like a little security checkpoint. You come up over here to the main entry. This place is very hollow, don't mind that. As I said, I spent most of my time on the outside. So here's where Puck contributed, and I am so thankful for it because it looks amazing. He made me this nice little Imperial hangar in the back, so that way once I get Darth Vader's TIE Fighter built and made, I can land it in the back of the fortress, which is just awesome in my opinion. Shout out to Mad Puck again. Credit where credit's due. Dude's an absolute mad scientist in this game mode. Now as for my favorite part. The whole reason I built Vader's Fortress is right up here. And Puck helped with this too. Because I had a core concept, but I couldn't execute how I wanted. And so he helped me make Vader's meditation chamber exactly how I wanted. And it came out so nice. Like, yeah, it's not super accurate, but it's accurate enough that you get the idea. And I'm so thankful for it, because it looks so cool. We got this nice little window that overlooks our fort. Gives us a good little view. I'm eventually going to build another one right here. I'm just too lazy right now. But yeah, Vader's meditation chamber, I am so proud of. I still need to do more, but it's come out pretty cool so far. So again, this was iteration 2. Now that I've gone through all of this, we'll go and hit iteration 1, which is significantly smaller, because this guy is massive, but I am insanely proud of it, because this is the biggest thing I have built yet in LEGO Fort, so it's my longest project yet, and wow, does it look good. I know I'm kind of sucking my own dick here right now, but shit. Alright. One more time, we'll show iteration 2 of the First Order Troop transport as well. I didn't mention that. That is iteration 2. This was the first iteration of my meditation chamber, though. And then I went from there. Alright, so over here is iteration 1 of Vader's Fortress / an Imperial base. I think it's still so huge and imposing. That's awesome. Alright. Yeah, MadPuck66, highly recommend. Absolute goat on YouTube. Insane builds, really good daily streams, walks you through his steps of how he does stuff, gives you tips and tricks. Absolute goat. So this is iteration 1 of Vader's Fortress / the Imperial Fortress. And I thought this was good, but when Puck joined, he's like, yeah, it's too small. And I was like, really? He's like, yep, way too small. So that's why we have iteration 2. But iteration 1 did come out really good, and I am really proud of it, because it still looks amazing, in my opinion. In here, we've got the basic entryway. All I've done was work in some rooms in here, and that's it. Didn't decorate. In here is giant empty room. I was going to turn this into like the little barracks space over here and here. This was going to be like a control room or a war room. Over here was going to be the same thing, and this room was either a control room or a war room. I already started giving that idea, but the scale of some of the decoration pieces are so small. And then, of course, barracks over here was what I was going to do. Then we have our really nice open ceiling concept. That's why I did this process over here. This leads right outside to our first balcony. Just gives us a nice little overlook. It's symmetrical on both sides, so I'm not going to walk to the other side to save a little bit of time. And then, if you come through here, we hit where I have my own little iteration of a cannon. I know it doesn't look amazing, but I am still pretty proud of this homebrew. Gets the concept across, and that's all that really matters, in my mind, is you get the concept across, it looks relatively good. As long as people understand it, it's good. You know? This is my first iteration of a laser window. Have the red lights to make it even more red, because otherwise it would feel more translucent than like a red. But that's about it for this spot. This just leads up to here and wraps around, same with the other side. And then there's nothing exciting built inside, like a meditation chamber over at the other one. This one just leads to here, which was going to be little landing pad, and then eventually was going to add staircases to get up and down and add different platforms. But then I made the other one, and so this one just happened to die out. Alright, time for the final spot. Over in the Lost Isles, those are still under construction. I don't want to show those just yet. And then this is primarily prefabs. When I first got the first order kit, I was playing around with the different things, trying to see what I could do with it. And so I decided to make it look like there's an all-out assault happening on the Rebel Village. We've got our AT-AT, we've got the First Order bases over there set up all nice, the King Gonk, this little dropship with the little campsite, fully decorated, but I'm not going to bother because it's a prefab. We're just going to do a quick look through. And then, as I said, over here's the Rebel base that is in everyone's game, and a bunch of prefabs go through as you level it up. But I have my first iteration of my First Order troop transport, and it's supposed to simulate an all-out ground attack. That's why we have all these dummies, because we don't have very good-looking dummies to simulate. So this one's pretty basic. You got your personnel carrier bay, and then you've got your medical bay in the back with your medical droids. I like the interior on this one, but the exterior on the other one, if I'm being 100%. And then this is a homebrew Star Wars meets airplane meets just absolute bullshit plane. But it's a little troop carrier slash small distance recon. And that's why it has less people coming out of it, is it's a smaller scale. There's only 8 seats, so I have 8 people. Meanwhile, over here, there's significantly more than 8 seats, so, and it's a bigger size, so I have more than 8 people. Thought it'd be a fun concept to try to execute. And so that is my newest creative world. Pretty proud of this one. It's been a slow start. I'm off and on with it, admittedly, because I just sometimes I'm not feeling it as much as I want to, or I just can't think of how I want to approach something, so I just don't approach it, which is not the best. But then we have my expert survival, which I like to switch back and forth from, because sometimes gathering the supplies and resources is actually pretty fun, and other times it is not. It just depends on what you're trying to do, hence why I have the creative. I don't have the time to really grind out the supplies like that. So many. My expert survival is also where it all started. And then I switched to creative after, because I was just like, I want to be able to fly. I don't want to have to keep gathering these resources, managing my inventory with the resources, and just... I was going to say, I swear to God, if I spawn in and it just kills me. Okay, so this is my most recent base, it looks like. I'm glad we started over here. This thing's pretty basic. It's got the prefab at the top, and then it's got all sorts of buildings built around the spire. And these are mostly free kits, which is pretty cool. Oh my goodness, the lag, and it's because KFC. one of my favorite parts about this whole building is my elevator. Got the staircase around the outside because I was building it and using the staircase. We come up here, disengage the balloons, and it very slowly and accurately will fall right back down. And then from here we have a couple different things we could do. We could head over there, or we could head over this way. Oops, it's been a while since I've been on this save, so I don't fully remember my way around this. So if we come over here, skip that, because that will launch us up. And that was initially the only way to get around the spire, was the launch pads. Over here is where I used to have like a spot you could land, because I had a jump pad over at the Rebel Village that I would jump pad from there to here. But then I built KFC City, so it wasn't very needed anymore. Little gazebo action, you know, gotta have it somewhere. And then, over here, undecorated buildings, of course, but got a nice little porch. This is another porch you could have jumped onto from the Rebel Village. But if you come up here... I hate when the game does that. You get stuck in place on these windy stairs. We've got this nice little vibe of a balcony that leads into here. This used to be my arcade, but I destroyed it because I needed the pieces and the resources, so it's now empty. Over here was going to be my garrison and like barracks, but I decided to start building other things because I'm not a big interior guy. Then we've got my very, very simple TIE fighter. Extremely simple TIE fighter. This was one of the first ships I ever built. And it doesn't look amazing, but as one of my first ships, I'm pretty proud of it. And here's our storage room, where we have all our different leftover resources, supplies, stuff like that. This is going to be level 2 to the storage once I need more storage space, but I'm going through my supplies almost as fast as I can get them. We've got 3 of the 4 trophies. And then back here, if we wrap around here to the back of the castle, is our little crafting area. And then in these little nooks, I've got the villagers' beds, and then some more crafting tables just to keep them out of the way. Because originally my upstairs of the castle was completely decorated, but I've kind of abandoned this base since and reclaimed a lot of supplies. But it was a pretty basic, nice starter, like medium game home. And then let's go check out KFC Village. Oh yeah, before that, this is my little garage I built initially before KFC Village. This originally housed my resource collector vehicle that had balloons mounted on the front that would just drive around, instantly destroy trees, rocks, stuff like that. But then I gathered all the rocks that were in this desert, so I have to go to a different desert to get my supplies. So now I go up here to get stone, which is really annoying. So my resource collector has been moved up there, and this has been empty since. KFC City, though, has taken a little bit for me to build, but man, it came out so cool. We'll start with the big boss itself, KFC. Basic seating. You got that little weird island that they have for some reason right by the door. These are supposed to be your little drink machines. Then we've got the staff who are working. You can also get back there through here. As you see, it's just basic decoration, basic storage, nothing too exciting. And then because it's KFC, we got, oh, I didn't put toilets in them. Okay, well, we got bathrooms. We'll save City Hall last. This is a basic apartment building. I meant to make it like a East Coast USA apartment building style almost. We got the main entry. These are supposed to be like mailboxes. Then you buzz yourself in. Got this. Oh, I decorated. I didn't even realize I decorated these. Okay, not back here though. Oh, heck yeah. I don't even remember doing this. I'll take it. Heck yeah. Neat. I don't remember doing that. Anyways. Over here is my, like, ranch-style house, almost. But that's very loosely put out there. Ooh, actually I need those rods. I forgot I was creating rods. This is the little tiny garage I've got inside. Over here is the entry, which is a kitchen dining room. I originally had a grill right here, but I destroyed it. We've got the bathroom. Always need a bathroom. Bathroom for upstairs. This is the storage, because I thought I was going to live down here for a little bit. And then the main room. Just didn't end up working out the way I thought it would. God damn it. I hate that these guys keep coming up here. Alright, anyways. I thought I heard another one. This is City Hall. This tree isn't supposed to be here. But I forgot to dig it up so it wouldn't respawn, and it just keeps respawning. So we'll let it happen. City Hall is like the little precinct for everything. So got the little entryway, some art, bathroom. But because it's City Hall / a precinct, if we go into the basement, we've got our jail cells, got a spot to take a picture. All the jail cells are pretty copy-paste. You got a basic bed, desk, trash, and a place to drink and wash your hands. Nothing too exciting. And then, I went the wrong way. Precinct's up here. This is the basic precinct. Not too exciting. We've got 2 different bathrooms, male and female. And then up here is the commissioner / governor's office, however you want to think of it. You got your receptionist. Nice little rooftop access. And then this is his office. Sometimes I'll just sit here and, like, try to think of what I want to build and go about it. Alright, so I need to hit the bus stop, because there's one more spot, I believe. That base doesn't matter. That base doesn't matter. This base does, though. So this is what I made as a little Imperial, like, airstrip outpost, because originally my base was up here, and then I made this outpost here, and then slowly was building down here. So it was a good halfway point for supplies and everything. Because this was my primary base where I started. And that's because I built it near a cave that has no enemy spawns inside. It's just a completely empty cave, and no enemies will spawn inside. And I've been wanting to do a cave build, but I can't think of what I want to do, so I'm saving the space still. But over here is our little Imperial airstrip / like city. Oh yeah, and I have the office from the show, the Scranton office branch. If anyone is interested in the office. We've got our prefab friendly neighborhood from when I got that. That's my pickup truck. Don't know why I brought it out to the outpost that's completely surrounded by water with no good way to move it, but you know, style. Basic house, that's a Durburger prefab, not going to waste my time on that. This is my little airstrip hangar. I got the idea of this Imperial landing pad from, I think it was General Romulus on YouTube. I thought it was brilliant how he approached it. I added some modifications of my own, but it is still technically his design, so I do not want to take credit, because General Romulus made the 2 spires, the in-between, and the top, and I just did a slight difference, and then added that there. But General Romulus is a goat. Over here was my my second base, so we got basic resource collectors. That was quite the lag spike. Nice little campfire spot to chill. And here's our main house. This is where all the servants sleep. Always got to have a bathroom. This is the living room. We had this nice little porch that just had an overlook, but I never decorated. Took away a lot of the chests that were in here because I needed them. Kitchen. Or, yeah, kitchen, dining room. And then, nice little front porch. I didn't even remember decorating that. Okay. Over here, though, is probably one of my favorite early builds when I first started this game, though, because it's supposed to be the Scranton branch Thunder Mifflin office. And I just purely built it off a picture, and then the interior for the office I built off of the set that I own in real life. We'll start with the outside, though, because back here is the warehouse, but in here I built this little spot to reference in the show. It's not amazing, doesn't look good until I explain it, but in the show there's a spot where they're like behind the warehouse, jumping around in like this little caged-in garbage spot, going parkour, parkour, and one of them ends up falling through a box, and it was like one of my favorite cold opens, so I tried to reference that here. Did it pretty poorly, but in my mind, it's there. In here is the main entry. That's where Hank would be, and then as we all know, Hank had a little cafe. I don't have food on me, so rip. And here's the warehouse, pretty basic. We've got Daryl's office, the storage area. And then this is to reference when Daryl, Andy, and I can't remember, I think it was, I remember they called him the Lizard, Robert California. When him, Andy, and Daryl made a fucking band, I think it was them, made a band. So that's supposed to reference that. Up here is where we've got the office. And in my opinion, as soon as you walk in, it just feels like the office, because I worked very hard to try to get that feel. Pam's desk, Jim and Dwight, and eventually Pam. We got accounting, Creed and Meredith. Good old Michael Scott's office. The conference room. The assistant manager's office that Jim had for a little bit. And here's the break room. Got the bathrooms as well. Key difference is the female's bathroom has the couch like in the show. And then I ran out of piece count, but we have the annex, which isn't too exciting. But that is my Scranton office branch. One of the more intricate early builds I made. Come on. God, I hate this thing though. Alright, and then last but not least, our primary base, where we started it all. I might go into my other creative and pull up the Daily Bugle, because I haven't looked at that in a while. That saves old. So this is our first base. I was actually texting, so I wasn't even paying attention. That's my bad. Another design by Romulus, as I said. I really liked it. This was my basic little starter fortress, so that way I was nice and safe. Up here is where everyone slept. Then we had up here. I don't care if I'm hungry, honestly. I'm trying to remember what I had in here. This is the little kitchen spot I had, but it looks like I cleared it out a lot. Basic resources. I had more basic resources up here too, but cleared it out. And then the reason why I built here was, as I said, this cave is not able to spawn any hostile enemies, even on the expert survival difficulty, which is pretty nice. So eventually I'm going to build something in here. I already went through and tried lighting it up a little bit, but I just haven't been able to think of a design I'm happy with yet. Because a cave base would be so cool. But I've been on that creative grind more recently than the expert survival. Fuck it. We'll do a final world tour of the very first creative I've ever had. And then we can call it there. And probably switch over to Oblivion. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Apologies, was texting my buddy. This is my original creative. I named it I Hate Sand, just because, well, Darth Vader, aka Anakin. Alright, finally. Where am I? What was I doing over here? I haven't loaded this world in so long because I have the new one. I think I had a base over. Not flying 700 meters. We'll use this since I noticed this when I was looking around. What the fuck was I going to do here? Was I going to try to make a city? Apologies if this isn't the most riveting and exciting content, but I am admittedly really bad at just pulling shit to say out of my ass. Over here, I believe, is where I have my styling of an Imperial hangar. Save so old. Oh yeah, I have my A10 up there. I should go check out and take pictures of so I can rebuild it. Because I forgot how I went about it and haven't been able to redo it since. That doesn't matter. That's one of the first big ships I made because I knew I could from the Friendly Neighborhood kit. Kind of regret it. Doesn't look the best. Alright, so we'll start with the basics. Complexity broke it. Oh, hey, look, it's actually not broken anymore. This used to be in a million different pieces, even though it was all together. Some of it's broken and some of it's missing, but whatever. And it looks like some of it's fused together, like that chair that's pushed all the way up. But this was my tank / little personnel carrier. I don't know where the door went, but there used to be a rotating door on a swivel for the back. This is my Imperial-styled hangar. Pretty basic. This is before I started really grinding how to build. Nothing too exciting. Very small. Can't really land anything in there. It's just aesthetic. Well, it was a very tiny Imperial bunker. Nothing too exciting. This one's actually dog shit in my opinion, but you know. Gotta do it. Over here is my little NASA rocket ship and my A-10 Warthog. Oh hey, it's finally unfused. It's unfused! Let's go! I'm so glad. The front has a rotating gun turret simulation. Honestly, came out cool as fuck in my opinion. So proud of it. Pure tiling, so it took too many pieces, but Looks good. What else do I have over here? I know I have one more thing. Oh yeah, the Colombo Research Facility. Prefabs don't matter. Just put them there so I could remember easier that it was right here in the Colombo Den. That's why I also have that makeshift starfighter over. But this is my little Colombo Research Facility. This is the lead supervisor's house where he'll just like chill and relax. Got the bathroom, got a little office. Up here we've got the bedroom, front balcony access, and side balcony access. Then if we go down here, we've got the workers' little tents and campsite, and a little fucking well for water. Back here's the private real estate space. I don't know how else to say it. We got that nice little thing there. Tent here. If you come up here, it was gonna be like just a chill spot to like quote unquote eat and relax, but this is supposed to be a water power plant. That's why I try to make that look like a wheel. This was before I learned a lot of techniques, so it's all a lot of basic building in my opinion. And then through this wall right here, we've got Colombo herself. Or himself, whatever they are. And then we'll finish on the Daily Bugle. Go hit the bus stop. What a cool A10-esque. Alright, so can't remember what this is. I think this is where the bugle is. If not, might be up here. Shit. Dude, there's a lot more in this world than I remember there being. That's hype. I haven't touched this in so long. Oh, this is the rebel base. Okay, this is useless. I don't want to be here. Yeah, this place is useless. I don't have anything built up over here. It can be used when flight is completed. It's already done, bruh. Alright, so then we'll hit that next, because... Bruh. The bots on this app are a joke. Appreciate you chatting, but you're getting blocked and removed. Banned. And then bot number 2 is getting banned. The messages of spam of support me or fucking best streams on this, remove the space. Like, bro, just do something better with your life. Alright, so this is the Twin Towers. Great transition, I know. I made these because my buddy, when he first started playing Lego Fortnite, before he stopped playing, wanted to make planes, and so I made him the Twin Towers to crash his planes into. Next to it, we have this little theme park. Oh my god, that's broken now. Oh wow. How did that even happen? Okay, so I'm not even going to bother. That was supposed to be the teacups ride. This is the typical, like, rotating swings. Let me find the spot. There it is. And then that used to rotate as well. That one was supposed to rotate, and then this is separate, so it won't rotate, but it looks like it's connected. I'm gonna take the risk. Activate the balloons to lighten the load. Yeah, so it was supposed to look a little bit like that, but it's really broken. I don't know how that happened. Might be complexity. Over here's my little village with different prefabs built onto the rocks, but this was my trolley. I had a trolley that went back and forth, but it derailed itself. I'm so mad about that. Because it was so cool. It would go back and forth on this line. That was the stopper. We'll go over to the racetracks. It was so cool. This is my makeshift battleship / cruise boat. Looks like that just because if I was to do this, it's supposed to be a lower profile, feel like a less of a threat ship. It's a like half submarine concept. Again, one of the early builds I made, so it's not too riveting. Oh, hey, I'm inside. That's cool. But yeah, big old boat. Over here, I don't care about the. Actually, I have a couple things over here that are cool. A couple boats. A couple early boats, I should say. I'm so mad the cars act so weird, because I was going to make a little go-kart for me and my buddy to race on this track, and then it never worked out. That's Trolley Station 2. That was the garages I built for the things, but they just, as I said, didn't work. This is my concept of a submarine, because I thought that would be so fun, and this game kind of just trashed on it. Because one, it doesn't work out, and two, let me try getting her to turn this way real quick. It's so laggy. What it's supposed to do is go like this so you can do some underwater exploration and stuff, but you get kicked out. So, it doesn't work. This is my speedboat. Pretty basic Larry. Works as you would expect a speedboat to work. Oh my god, the spike. It's just too many pieces over here, I think. The servers don't like it. Front, back, left, right, basic functions. Works like a speedboat. Then we've got our party boat. This one works very similar. Actually goes extremely well in the water, in my opinion. Lots of balloons because I didn't realize I could use the buoyancy pieces instead of balloons, but you know, it's all part of the fun learning process. And then we have over here is a little landing strip and an arena I made. And the arena broke itself as well. It's part of why I left this world. So many things just broke themselves, and it broke me. So this is my little airstrip with my first plane I made. That is, I believe, a design made by General Romulus for a dropship. But I turned it into like a VTOL dropship. Doesn't work amazing, but it's cool enough. Oh my god, my game froze. What is going on? So that's the downside about being over in this spot too, is sometimes it crashes as it loads stuff out and in. Because I just have too much in too small of an area. Come on. Goodness gracious. This is also why I don't play a lot of Lego Fortnite. This is outrageous. Did my game crash? It had to. Bruh. Alright, well, guess that's going to be the end of the stream of the World Tours. Won't be able to show you the arena or the Daily Bugle because this game just... the servers are dog shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.